Hello YouTube viewers, Facebook friends, Facebook family, to my subscribers, to my channel. Welcome you to another edition of Joe's Politics 101. You know, today I was just sitting back, kind of chilling around the house. It's nice and cold and crisp out there, outside down here in Louisiana right now. I was just sitting around chilling and thinking. I'm like, man, you know, I ain't really said anything about Donald Trump. I sent him a little message back a few months ago, but I hadn't really talked about it. You know, there's a lot that need to be said about Donald Trump. I don't know the guy personally, and to be honest with you, I don't care to know him. I've never, like I've said before, and I'll continue to say, and probably always will say, I've never been a fan of Donald Trump. That reality show he had, You Fired, or whatever the name of it was. That's just how much I knew about that story that everybody talks about. He used to be on television, but I've never watched it. Maybe in passing, or maybe seen a couple of scenes or something like that. But there's a lot of things that bother me about Donald Trump. You know, I watched this special that Chris Matthews had on him on MSNBC, and just listening to some of the things that were said and how he would convince people, banks and so forth, to give him money, indicates to me that he did a lot of lying. Well, we already know that he lied a lot. You know, just listening to him out there on the so-called campaign trail indicates that he tells more lies than he do truths. So it's automatic that we know that he's a liar. But what bothers me a lot about Donald Trump is, I feel, you know, and I think I'm a pretty good judge of people, and when they start talking and flapping their gums and saying things, and even if they don't truly mean it in their hearts, what come out of their mouth has an impact on something or somebody. And I've just come to the conclusion that in his heart, inside of his heart, Donald Trump himself, his heart and his mind, he is a racist. You know, and there are other things about him that he says give me the impression that he's a racist. Things like, the Mexicans love me, you know. They're great people, they're beautiful, they're huge, and I have a good relationship with them, and all that kind of stuff. That gives me an indication that he has some kind of issues with Hispanics. And there's one thing that truly bothers me. If everybody loves you, you know, the Hispanics love you, and you know, Chinese and Japanese, and everybody loves you, and you have such a great relationship with them. I've never heard Donald Trump in a campaign speech, and he may have said something, you know, I really don't know, because I can't catch them all, you know, don't go back and try to review everything that he says. But I've never ever heard Donald Trump invoke or say that Afro-American people love him and that he has a good relationship with the Afro-American people. Now, he may have said it somewhere down the road. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just haven't heard it myself in any of the campaign speeches that he do, which to me indicates that he has something in his mind that tells him, don't mention those people. Because if you mention those people, somebody's going to come out and say, oh no you don't. That ain't how it rolls with us. You understand? I mean, if I heard him say it, I would sure have a response for him, because it's not how it rolls with me. You know, I don't have a relationship with Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump for nothing, for any reason. I don't care if he built the whole United States, which he didn't. I know who built this country. You know, I know exactly who did the most work in building the United States of America, and most Americans know that too. The other thing that gets me with Donald Trump is his base. You know, based on the polls and all of the things that you hear on the news, which, you know, you got to take that with a grain of salt, whether you hear it on Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, CNBC, whatever news channel you hear, you got to take everything that you hear with a grain of salt, sprinkle a little pepper in it, and kind of divide it up and make sure you come out of there with some kind of facts. You know, because they sensationalize everything and pump everything up so big that, you know, you have to break it down to get it to where you can truly understand if it's factual, false, or somewhere in the middle. But his base. Now the polls say that his base is the white working class male. Okay. Now the question that I have about that is this the white working class male that don't like government, want nothing to do with the government, and feel like that anybody that's not like them is stealing or taking things from them? Is that the same group of white working class males that Donald Trump is appealing to? You know, some of them refer to their self-proclaimed rednecks and then this, that, and another. And then they put these maps up, you know, they show you where his support is. And if you look at all of the southern states, that's where his support is. You know, the Carolinas, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, and then some of the Midwestern states, you know, where everybody think that, well, you can move to Indiana or Wisconsin and ain't nothing going on there. They got more racist people in those areas damn near as they do in the South. And then you go out towards the west, and you got Arizona and Nevada, where you know Arizona is one of them places, man, where, Jesus Christ. And then up there in Nevada, you know, you got that issue going on up there with a lot of racial problems, you know, in which, except for the big cities, you don't have a whole lot of Afro-Americans, and you have a lot of Hispanics that go there because they work in the farms and the horses, and, you know, they do all of the different things. But most Afro-Americans deal with the cities. You don't catch them out there anymore like they used to be back in the day. I know about Arizona because I recall growing up, my stepfather, we'd go there and he would do sharecropping in Arizona. You know, so I know about Arizona's racist problem, racial problems, you know, because I kind of grew up in that mix of it. I'm drinking my little Coke there. I don't drink alcohol, so you see me swigging on something, don't think I'm getting drunk. I don't drink. But anyway, you know, they saying Donald Trump leading in the polls, and that's his base. Quite naturally, that's his base, and he's leading in the polls because those are the kind of people, that white middle class working man is the kind of person that's angry, that's jealous, that's scared somebody's taking something away from him, which he's not even trying to get. He's not going to. One thing about this guy that's so upset about jobs and this, that, and another, he's not going to go out and pick not one orange. He's not going to go out and pick up one watermelon or tomato or any of that stuff. You know, and the majority of them is not even going to go out and help build a house unless they own the company. You know, and get somebody to do the work cheap. So what they're angry about, we don't know. I can only think that they're still got racial prejudices built up in their minds, and they just want to be the only people that live in the United States of America, which is never, ever, ever going to happen. Never has been that way, and it will never, ever be that way. You know, listen to Donald Trump talk about building a fence, keeping the Muslims out of the country, not allowing any Muslims. So basically he's saying that you can't have, ain't no Arabs coming into this country. How do you know if one Arab's an American, a Muslim, or a Christian, or a Jewish person, or Catholic? How do you know what the religious makeup of a person is? You have to ask them. If they want to tell you they're Christian, they'll tell you they're Christian. If they want to admit to being involved in the Islamic faith, they'll tell you that. So how do you determine that? How do you work that? You know, Donald Trump's got to be the dumbest, most ignorant person that we've had run for president since, I would say George, well, sometimes I love George Bush and sometimes I don't, certain things. But Donald Trump's got to be the dumbest person running for president that I've ever seen since I've been alive, old enough to realize what presidents and campaigns and all of that good stuff is. But his base has got to be somewhere along in that ignorant space with him. You know, when you have such a racial problem and you're so prejudiced that if a black man or Hispanic man walked right up by your face and said, "Hello, how you doing today?" and you just walk away, that tells you right there that your ass is prejudiced. You can't even part your lips to say hello. And that's how it rolls. That's how it rolls. I do it all the time here in Louisiana. I'll be looking at a person right straight in his face. I say, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And that bastard will walk right past me like I didn't say a word. You know, that's pure hatred and prejudices. That's exactly what that is. There's nothing you can say for it. The other thing is, we know, as well as those people who supporting Donald Trump, we know that Donald Trump is not capable, not even capable of doing the job of being the president of the United States. You can't put that ignorant ass man in charge of no military. You can't put him in charge of trying to get the roads fixed. You can't put him in charge of anything that would be productive, that would mean fail or success with this country, the United States of America. He can't do that job. He's too stupid. He's too ignorant. He don't think. He don't have the intelligence or the ability to do that job. But middle class, working white men will always vote against their interests and the interests of the country if it means that other people who are not like them may possibly be denied their civil rights in the United States of America. That's just how white middle class men in the United States of America think. I want to thank you for watching this YouTube post. God bless you. God bless America. Ciao.